what's up? It's me, Audra, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, I'm not sure how you got here, but certainly I'm glad you came. Alright, so I am here today with a review of a concealer and a foundation. As you probably saw from the thumbnail, I am reviewing the LA Girl Pro Conceal Concealer and also the Estee Lauder, let me look at it because this is a long name, Estee Lauder Futuristic Hydra Rescue Moisturizing Makeup Broad Spectrum SPF 45 Foundation. Alright, so I'm actually going to do a voiceover of me putting everything on, and then you'll see that happen. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. Okay, so this is obviously what I look like. You saw me in the first part of this video. Now I'm going to go ahead and wear it. I've actually taken this out on multiple wear tests, but I wanted to show you guys, whether you knew it or not, I've been wearing this foundation for quite a while. So let's do this thing. All right, so I'm back, and before we actually talk about how I look after, first of all, I don't do things like a lot of people, I guess, because one, I'm at work. I can't really afford to spend time filming myself at work, but the other is I get kind of dirty at work, so I do not do touch-ups, and I'm not saying anybody does. I'm just saying I don't touch anything up when I'm doing a wear test, because I really want you to know, with the exception of my lips, that, you know, this is how I look after a long day's work. So Now we're going to go ahead and get started with the questions. In order for me to do a review, especially of a face product, I like to read the description, right? Because I think a lot of times you read a description and words are tricky, right? You use words the way you want to. Sorry, before Bo interrupted me, I was saying words are tricky. You use them how you want, right? If you want someone to believe a certain way, you're going to use certain words. So one of the things that I like to do is compare the description to everything else in my review, right? So we're going to go through. It's not going to be freaky long, I hope, when I'm in editing. But let's go ahead and read the product description now. Coverage plus care, powered with high-performance Estee Lauder skincare. Breathable, skin-loving makeup with a 12-hour radiant glow. This moisturizing makeup is infused with our ion-charged water plus probiotic technology and chia seed extract. Clinical testing shows it soothes visible redness and irritation, protects against pollution with antioxidants, and hydrates instantly all day. So that, okay. The buildable medium to full coverage lightweight formula immediately evens skin tone, covers redness, dark spots, and imperfections. Rescues skin with soothing, plumping hydration. It's natural looking makeup that lights skin with an instant radiant glow that lasts 12 hours. All day long wear, broad spectrum UVA UVB protection, looks flawless and smooth, stays color true. Comes in 20 shades, buildable medium to full coverage, flawless radiant finish. All right, so that is the product description. And as we go through this review, I'm going to hit mainly the high points, which are the ones that they really outlined here. I'm going to put them up over here. Now, obviously, as I get more and more into the skincare and ingredients side of things, I definitely wanted to look at the ingredients in this because I think that there's a lot of foundations that claim to be good for your skin or have skin-loving ingredients, and realistically, like, most of it's just water. So I thought it would be interesting to go on Inky Decoder, I can't speak, and really look and see if there's actually good ingredients in here. And lo and behold, there are. So let me first start with glycerin, which is our favorite ingredient, which is obviously one of the best possible ingredients that you can have. And sorry if my phone goes off, but I'm texting Kelsey, who you guys may know as Oddly Aquarius, and we're just having a good time. I always say Aquarius instead of Aquarian. Don't beat me up. I think it's because my mouth is not built for N's. Moving on. So it does have glycerin, which is a fabulous ingredient. I can't speak. I've barely even been drinking in my wine, so don't come for me there. So the first thing that we're really going to hit ingredients wise is that it says hydrating. So let us get there, shall we? In the realm of hydrating, it does have butylene glycol, hydroxyethylurea, algae extract, lecithin, trehalose, betaine. So there's quite a bit there that I would say yes. I would definitely say, based on what they said and the ingredients, it is hydrating. Personally, yes, it is actually hydrating. I found it to be very hydrating. I feel like instead of it just like kind of hanging out on my skin, which today is a weird day, we'll get into that later, but instead of it just kind of hanging out on my skin, I feel like with this, when you press it into your skin, it feels good. It feels soothing and nice to the skin. It doesn't feel like the foundation is sucking the life out of my face. So it is very hydrating to me. I feel like it is very moisturizing. Sometimes, honestly, it's a little too much for me. At times. And I really feel like it's just because I have combination skin, which right now it's trending a lot more towards oily because of the weird temperature fluctuations we're having here in Texas, where it's like freaky ass cold and then a little too warm, and my skin is having difficulty catching up. So now it's just pushing out all the oil. Moving on. But yes, it is hydrating. I've used it for 2 or 3 weeks. I'm not sure. I've used it for a little while though, and I have used it every day, and I have not been disappointed with the hydrating portion of it. Now, I'm not going to name them, but there are several different soothing ingredients. I will list them here for you to try to read yourself. But there are several soothing ingredients. I can tell you from my personal experience, actually, yes, it is soothing. I have in some mornings gone to put this on, and I may have gone just like a little too hard with exfoliating one morning. And the nice thing about this is when I put the foundation on it, instead of it like creating more attention to that spot that's just a little red and a little irritated, it actually, I don't know, like by the time I'm done putting on the foundation, I'm going to tell you that one, the area doesn't look irritated anymore. It's not that the bump is completely gone, but it is covering the redness, and within a few hours, to me, like the bump is gone. It's just a little irritation bump from me scrubbing too hard. So I do find that yes, it is in fact soothing. So I cannot really tell you whether or not it's truly protecting against the environment, because that would cost a whole host of money this girl just does not have. But it does have 2 sunscreens in it. 3 of them are, I believe there's 4 in there altogether, but 2 of them are considered good ingredients, and I'll put the good ones here. Yes, here. It also has caffeine in it, which is an antioxidant, which I would consider to be some good shit from the environment. So there is that. So now let's talk about the coverage. I enjoy usually a full coverage foundation, but with this I've been a little medium. Today I went more full than I normally do. And I'm gonna tell you, like, let's look up close. The coverage is pretty badass. Even without concealer, which I have tried it without concealer, it does a very good job of concealing these like the sad darkness that lives with me always. But it does a really great job of taking care of that. I don't ever have to, like if I don't have time, this is fine. And the reason that is important to me is because sometimes we run out of time to do our concealer, don't we? And when we do, I need to make sure that my foundation coverage is going to be such that I don't look like I have dark, sad circles and I'm crying and like distraught and destroyed or sick. You know, sick. That too. But yeah, I really enjoy the coverage. I like the way that it feels. I don't normally touch my face when I have makeup on, but I'm touching it to kind of give you an idea. My skin feels softer than a baby's ass. I don't go around touching their butts, obviously. Weird. But I'm just saying. So soft. What are other things that we can say are softer than? Because I'm old and that's the phrase we used. Softer than a baby's ass. Or as soft as. Because, you know, softer than my ass, because the way I exfoliate, it is soft. The finish. Luminous. So, you guys know I say this all the time.
I don't use powder.
However, with the way that the weather has been bouncing and bouncing around, I have found that this may be a bit much for someone who has oily skin. So what I'm going to tell you, if you have oily skin, I would highly recommend that if you use powder, to use a light layer of powder, because this was a lot less earlier this morning than it is now. It is about 4:30 when I'm filming this right now, so 4:30 p.m. So I'm going to tell you that throughout the day, it gets even more luminous. And because of what's going on with my skin, I thought, you know what? I'm going to try just a very light layer of powder. And when I tell you light, I am not kidding. Do not go ham. Don't go ham, because you will end up, and I did this one time, you'll end up very, very matte, and it's a bit uncomfortable. I did get a little much around my mouth, But part of that, I actually think, again, is the change in the weather and how the weather just keeps flip-flopping. It was freezing a couple of days, like freezing yesterday, really freezing the day before. We had a hailstorm. It was warm, and then like it hailed and it was cold AF. So I'm going to tell you that with all these temperature fluctuations, I'm trending more towards oily. I still love this foundation. But if you have really oily skin, but you like the foundation, I would highly recommend that you use just a small, and don't put it underneath your eyes, but just like a small, like a small layer of oil, because that way as you produce oil throughout the day, the foundation will take care of that luminosity and you'll look luminous, you'll look glorious, you'll look beautiful, but you won't be like looking like you've just ran a marathon. I would definitely say that this is way more of a natural finish foundation. I feel a lot like this is my skin, but better. Now it is a little darker, but because I have that wacky ass undertone where I can literally wear whatever undertone color I want, I do. So it's a little bit more brown than I would normally wear. It's got a bit of a deeper brown to it. But again, I got this for free from Influenster in case I forgot to say that. And if I didn't, and probably in the intro, I put a little blurb. But I did get this for free from Influenster. And I kind of had to choose from their little colors. I hate those things. And so I just, I usually go with generally like almost the darkest, because a lot of times I have made mistakes in that arena. But it ended up working out really, really well for me. I really enjoy this, and I like how it looks. Like, I just like that it looks like it's my skin, but like a little bit better. And it photographs well. I think I should have some pictures of it, but it photographs well. And just in case I don't have pictures of it, I'm gonna take a picture right now. One thing to keep in mind, my skin turns, like in pictures, my skin turns almost whatever color shirt I'm wearing. If I'm wearing a red shirt, my skin turns red. If I'm wearing a yellow shirt, my skin is yellow. But I do have a couple of pictures of me in this makeup. I'm hoping that I can maybe get some better ones than these, because I feel like all of these pictures, my face is red, and it's because I'm wearing this red shirt. I have, like I said, I have the magic undertone, man. I can wear red, like I can wear red neutral, like red, warm red, like warm yellow, red, neutral, like it's just, I can kind of just slide around in the brown town. Ew, that sounded gross. All right, so yeah, I would definitely say that it does give you a very natural finish to where you just look like it's your skin but better. And if you want an even lighter coverage and just kind of use it a bit more like a BB cream, you can. I would definitely say the pros, or I really like this container. Like, I like that it's in a tube, and not only is it in a tube, it is a pump. You guys, you can see how well I've been using this like a crazy person. I love that so much, because honestly, I feel like I can get every last drop out of this bad boy and not lose any in the can. I may lose a little bit in the cap, but it's nowhere near to like the pump glass. It's glass-ish. It's not always glass. But out of those, I always feel like there's just like a whole lot of product at the bottom that I can't get a hold of. And I've reached a stage in my life where I have given up opening it and like trying to dump it out, because it's too much. It applies pretty easily. I don't have a lot of trouble with it, and I can press it in. Like, I can really, and I say this often because there's some foundations where I really cannot press them in, and it's very annoying. And I'm like, baby, can you get in my skin and not on top of it? I feel like very much like this foundation is getting, like, it's in my skin and not just sitting on my skin, which I really enjoy about this foundation. There is a little bit of transfer, but that's neither here nor there. Most of us wear foundation and there's some transfer. What are we gonna do? And I'm brown. What do you want? What do you want? Don't have white pillows. One of the biggest cons I find with this is actually that because it is hydrating, which I have started to find with most of these hydrating, moisturizing, skin-loving foundations that I'm trying so far, they're a bit on the watery side. So with that being said, it is a little bit watery, but that actually makes it so you use less product. But the issue is you have to be very, very careful about getting it on your face. Like today I overdid it. I actually did more coverage than I wanted to because I pumped out a little bit more than I intended, and I was like, I'm not wasting this shit. So I threw it all on my face, as you saw in the demo. But that is really the biggest con I have towards it, is just like it is a little bit watery, but I'm not gonna bitch about it too much because the ingredients are nice. I like that my skin feels and looks healthy. Overall, I really like this foundation, and I'm actually kind of surprised about liking it because I really expected not to. As somebody who has combination skin, oily T-zone, I really figured that I wouldn't like it, and I'm so used to a matte coverage, it does take a little getting used to. But overall, I really, really like this foundation. I don't care that it's $45. My reality about a foundation is if you like it, buy it. You can't put a price on how good your face feels when you're wearing makeup, because first of all, not everybody's going to do all of the stuff that I do. Everybody's not all going to do highlighter. Some people just like to put on a little bit of foundation and go on with their day. So if you're a person who can make your foundation last for a while, you can. And it says like shake well, but you can't shake this. So that's the thing. You can sort of, but even I found when you shake it, it's still a little bit watery, and this is a little bit difficult to shake. I'm going to say that because every time I'm trying to do it, I'm like, so what I've resorted to is I kind of gently massage the tube. But overall, this is a great foundation. I love it. I like to put it in my everyday wear. I like the color. Even though it's darker than I normally wear, but I like the color because it still matches my chest, still matches my neck, and it just looks glorious. It looks amazing. And even better, when I did use a small amount of powder, I didn't end up with that weird residue okay. I hate that the camera is like exactly matching. Okay, so right here in your nose creases right there, that's one of the other reasons I hate powder, is because since I have an oily T-zone, this area right here tends to get a weird like crust. I don't know how else to explain it, but there's a weird crust that shows up there, right? So I don't get that with this, and that is rare for me. The other thing is you can build this foundation as much as you want, or if you want it to be lighter, you can. Most days I wear it medium. I've also been using the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and I actually just use it right here for the most part. I didn't today because I actually wanted to wear it for you guys the way I typically wear it, which was without this. This I only use if I'm like going out on a date. So yeah, if I'm going out on a date, I use that, or if I'm going to be out all day, or I just want to look extra fabulous because I might be taking some photos for Instagram, I'll throw that in there. It's my mom. I shall return. I don't exactly know where I was before I was interrupted by the phone call from my mother, but I just want to tell you, yes, I like this foundation a lot. If you have dry skin, this is going to be your best friend. It is ridiculously luminous. Like, look at my face, girls. Look at my face. And honestly, it does last, and it lasts well. It does not break apart. It's not gross. And that's something I really look for in a foundation, is if it breaks apart, especially on my skin, because I'm sorry, I'm going to say it again. I have magic skin. I have magic skin. It is very rare that a foundation breaks down on my skin. Very rare. And if one does, I'm like, what the actual fuck? That's why when I reviewed that Born to Glow from NYX, I did not understand it. It broke down, it was hideous, and I was like, what is going on? I've never had, like, it's very rare for me to have a product that just actually breaks down and looks hideous. This doesn't, and I can't say enough good things about it. So that is my review of the Estee Lauder Futuristic Hydra Rescue Moisturizing Makeup Broad Spectrum SPF 45. Yes, yes, get it. All right, guys, to get a little bit serious before I end this video, I did want to tell you I appreciate each and every one of you so much. Kelsey, Karasi, I really, really, really appreciate you guys. For those of you that don't know, I have been going through a bit of a family drama. I can't talk about it without getting extremely upset. Excuse me. I'm not going to cry on YouTube. I can't talk about it without getting very, very upset, and It's been rougher than I thought it was going to be, but I wanted to thank each of you who comment on my videos. That is why I have not been responding back as much as I normally would, because of what I'm going through in my life. So I want to thank everyone, but I especially wanted to thank Kelsey from Oddly Aquarian and also Kara C from Kara C because both of them have been there for me when I've been going through this rough time, and let me just kind of vent to them and tell them how horrible I feel, and have been very kind and sweet and nice enough to listen to me. And for all of you out there, I would not be here today doing this video if I didn't feel a kinship with you and feel just like this is my home and this is where I go to just be able to relax and feel more myself than I do most of the time. So thank all of you guys. I appreciate you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are new, please consider subscribing. Why haven't you yet? Like, come on, I see it in my metrics. I see it. A lot of you are watching me and aren't subscribed. Come on into the party. All right, until next time, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And until next time, deuces! Buddy, what are you even doing right now? No. Why are you so crazy?